Hello and welcome again to Seahawk Talk. I'm Ed Habisher. It's Wednesday, March 12, 3 days after Mother's Day. Wanted to wish all mothers out there a happy Mother's Day belatedly. And coming up, we're going to have a couple of surprise guests for you on Seahawk Talk. But first, we're going to welcome in our Assistant Sports Information Director and co-host, Andrew Pizzelli. Welcome, Andrew. How are you?
Good afternoon, Ed. And it's May 12th, not March 12th. We're not hopping in a time machine here.
I did want to go back.
I know.
Where was I on March 12th?
Time does fly. Time does fly, but it's hard to believe it's May 12th. But that's where we are. Looking forward to today. Like you said, some surprise guests. We won't spoil the surprise.
Yes, we've got some backstage, but we'll go to our backstage person right now and have Gavin Parent tell us to keep our distance.
Better keep your distance. Better keep your vanity. Better keep your distance. Better keep your vanity. Better keep your distance. Better keep your vanity. Better keep your distance. Better keep your vanity.
It is May 12th, 2 days before our Director of Athletics' birthday, Jody Moradian. Could she be one of our surprise guests? I'm not telling anybody right now, but there's always that potential. So how are you doing? How was your week since Cinco de Mayo?
Show. It was good. A lot of excitement. Got my second shot on Sunday, Mother's Day. I did my podcast, my show with Christian Lauber, Salve Regina alum. Did my podcast with him. Celebrated Mother's Day. Me and my girlfriend each got to see our families. And then I got the second shot. Spent all day Monday in bed. Chilled out. Chugged water. A little bit of Tylenol. A lot of carbs. Felt great yesterday. One of my best friends got married yesterday. They had a little intimate ceremony, but I got to guard the pig roast that was going on at his house. They were just having their parents and some family members back, but while they got married on the beach, I guarded the pig that was being roasted out in their backyard. Got to do that yesterday. Mary, my girlfriend, got her second shot yesterday, so today she is hanging out, lounging, and enjoying the side effects, but we'd all rather have the side effects of the vaccine for a day than COVID. So I'm the caretaker today, like she took diligent care of me on Monday. So that's the biggest thing. Second dose, so in a couple of weeks, fully vaccinated. We'll get to move about the cabin, as it were. The weather's great. Looking forward to the summer, but we have a couple of things left to take care of for Salve Athletics. So looking forward to that. We'll talk about that in depth with Salve Baseball still in action this weekend. Kind of glad that we moved it. Imagine having to have that if necessary game on like Monday, and I'd have to be calling a game like with 102 fever. That wouldn't have been fun.
You might have had to do that remotely, Andrew.
Remotely, yes. Socially distanced, for sure. But things have been good. So,
well, Sunday was a great day for all mothers, and especially the mother of Gavin Parent. So we'll bring him in right now because not only did he celebrate Mother's Day on Sunday, he got to celebrate graduation. Congratulations, Gavin. How was it on
Gavin.
Monday?
Oh, it was awesome. It's an unreal feeling. It really is. But I appreciate you guys.
Sadly, you'll be after baseball this weekend. You'll be really keeping your distance and moving home. What's that like? Moving out the whole.
It's like actually real life depressing. I was telling them before. I moved half my stuff out of my room today. I'm sitting here in my room. The room's like empty. I'm like, oh my god, I have 4 days left in Newport until I got to move back home after living here for 3 years. So it's a bittersweet feeling. It really is. I'm gonna create a lot of memories in the last couple of years. So moving back home, moving back in with my dad, who's literally like one of my best friends, like my roommate more than my father, to be honest. But it's bittersweet. It's definitely bittersweet.
Tell us what the ceremony was like on Sunday with being allowed to have 2 guests, and you were under the tent behind Macaulay on Macaulay Lawn.
Yeah, it went great. I graduated at 1, so I talked to some of my friends graduated at 4. They said it was a little chilly, but the 1 o'clock graduation went fine. It was probably just under 2 hours. I think we were out of there by 3 o'clock. My last name touched the piece, so I was sitting there for like an hour and a half waiting for my name to get called. That was towards the end. I was getting a little anxious, but I had to make sure that once I got on stage, I could pull up my phone and get a selfie with Dr. President Armstrong, because you only walk across that stage once. I needed that memory. But it went well. It went really well. It really did.
And have you posted it on social media yet?
I'm looking forward to it. I just thought of why did we not look for it before?
I think it's my Facebook profile picture right now.
Oh, I got it. I can bring it in. We can pull in.
Bring it in.
We can pull in the selfie right now.
Instagram page. The picture of me taking a picture with Dr. Armstrong.
All right. A picture of a picture.
There it is.
That's awesome.
That is great. Well, congratulations.
We came in for the picture too. It was awesome.
Both masked up and a diploma to go with it.
Although we didn't get our diploma on graduation day, it gets mailed to us like 3 weeks later.
Yeah, that is the secret.
I missed that memo when I graduated, so I look at the thing. I'm like, it's empty. Did they just like not tell me something? Did I like not turn in a paper? They're like, no, they mail you the real.
Yeah, I thought I had a hold of my icon on something at first. I was freaking out. I was like, oh, wait, this says right in here 3 weeks. You'll get mailed to you.
Yep.
Well, we're gonna send you backstage, and we're gonna bring in our 2 special guests to give us a wrap up of the 2020-2021 year and a preview of this weekend. So let us welcome in both Director of Athletics, Jody Moradian, and Assistant Director of Athletics, Bill Villarreal, also our head women's lacrosse coach. Welcome, Jody and Bill.
Hi, nice to see you guys.
How you doing, guys?
Good. Great
nice
to see
you.
Oh, there I am. I never saw those.
These will be going up on our social media as soon as possible. What a great event we had last Thursday, being able to welcome our seniors and grad students in some part to behind Oka Court, all masked up and ready to celebrate the seniors for their 4+ years for all of our teams. And it was gorgeous weather, as you can see here.
Yeah,
no, it was good. It was a nice chance for closure for them, as they go out that year, because even the year before, like I had Maddie that graduated last year, and she didn't have really the opportunity to go through that process, but so it was nice to see that working out this year.
Yeah, obviously this year's been challenging, a continuation of last year, and so just to be able to get together. Last year we didn't have any end of the year time except for on Zoom, so to actually be all together, it really was needed by all of us. And it's a great group of young people, and when we think about everything they've gone through and how resilient they are, and I know we say it over and over, but it's real, and for them to get a chance to be together all together as a group was really special and needed. Normally we would have actually had a brunch and a sit down brunch, and then
in Oka Court.
Right. So we skipped the brunch and moved outside, and luckily we knew the weather would be good, but that was the first time literally that we've all been together at that class. So and I know next year we're planning full speed ahead, so this will be our last challenging year.
Yeah, the whole group is here in this image, and I loved how they were all taking their own selfies during this last Thursday as well, and Megan and Mia Papero stuck around to get their shot with President Kelly Armstrong, Evan Hilby, Casey Kelly, Aiden Lynch, Jacob Guerra, and Fernando Taborga are also on hand, just ready to celebrate. And you with Danny Aruzioni there, and 3 of our men's tennis players, and Jody Moradian and Kelly Armstrong, Alex Azari, John Leonard, and Clark D. Piazza, and members of our Student Athlete Advisory Committee with Matt Finlayson.
Yeah. The e-board, that group that we just saw with Paul as our president, what a wonderful job they did too this year. Like, again, they didn't miss a beat. They planned events. They actually have more members now, and then they got the new board. And it was interesting because that e-board that we just saw, all seniors, like what great
Yeah.
leaders. And Paul's been, what has he been, president for life or something? I don't know. He had
For 3 years, he was.
I think he got a special award for longest serving president. We
Yeah.
have term limits now. So, and actually, one of our baseball players is the new president, and that e-board's going to be terrific. So
Yeah, so we installed Justice Welch as the newest president after Paul graduates last Sunday.
yeah,
And Justice is going from a sophomore to a junior. So he's got big shoes to fill, but I know he'll do well.
yeah. And it's fun too. He's still here, so we get to watch him play and watch him bring in the new era.
And one of his teammates that we'll be watching play got a Sports Center top 10 highlight moment, I believe just yesterday, and we're going to show it right here.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday.
Yeah.
This is Declan O'Hara from Fairfield Ward in Connecticut. Outstanding play in the outfield.
Look out. Here it comes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, both Coach McKeon and Coach Sorella were very happy to share that with us yesterday. Very excited that Declan is coming to Salve, but also that he made such a sensational play on Monday night.
You
Before
don't think
we talk
we
about-
can get him now? Just come in for this weekend, make some catches like
Yeah.
There
that.
you go.
Before we move on to this weekend, which I know we're going to chat with you guys about, I just was thinking this. You know, we gave the student athlete stoles,
Yes.
and I think that has to have meant so much to all of them because not everybody got to play this year, but they were still student athletes the entire year. So for them to be able to get that recognition and walk across the stage with that, even if you didn't play games, they worked hard this whole year just to remain ready, and they were student athletes the whole year, even without competition. I just think that was awesome.
And when you think about that, like every single sport had full practices. And then we tried to get each sport one game. And then even like football was going till the very last weekend. They didn't actually end up with a game because of COVID concerns. But every single sport was engaged the whole year.
Yep.
So it was nice to be able to do that. And then for the last year's class, 2020, they didn't get any of this, but again, everybody had most of the year. And so they're graduating this Sunday at 10 a.m. and we're giving out t-shirts and stoles for them. And the t-shirt actually Suki had made last year. So we still had them. It says class of 2020. And we've had more students coming by to get those. They really do value it. They want it. So if anybody's listening, if you haven't gotten it, we'll be here giving them out till Saturday. So, and probably Ed, you'll have a few in your back pocket for graduation.
Yeah, I know on this past Sunday, we were fortunate to have Emily Miller, one of our athletic trainers, helping out with the volunteering for graduation ceremonies. And as she's checking in all students, among them student athletes, she was able to hand those that weren't able to be with us last Thursday behind Oka Court to get their stash.
Yeah, I love to see it walk down, and it does stand out. And then I'm always trying to look. It was harder this year because they had their cap and then a mask.
Yeah. But we saw earlier with Gavin Parent, he might have been the only person, or he told us earlier that he was the first person to do a selfie with the president as he crossed the stage. And then after that, they are allowed to finish their walk down the ramp on the stage. And then when they circle around, there's a professional photographer there that allows them to remove their mask and get a nice professional headshot with their diploma.
Yeah. It was all really well done, and it was kind of the goal all year for the institution was to get to last Sunday, and it worked out. It was a beautiful day. And then we still have baseball, so here we go.
And then this coming Sunday, Bill, is Maddie coming back for Crossing the Stage this Sunday, or are you guys going to be up in
We're going to be up
New
with
Hampshire?
my youngest daughter graduating from St. A's, so very excited about that. Not to say, but
well, congratulations to
yeah,
your youngest as well as Maddie.
that's right. We got a big weekend ahead of us, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
And here on Reynolds Field, we are going to be showcasing baseball in a Commonwealth Coast Conference Championship Series with Endicott College. The two top teams in each pod, or the two winners of each pod, they were the top teams going into the pod final series, and they advanced to the championship series. So we're proud to host the best of three championship series this weekend after graduation ceremonies last weekend. So tell us how we are preparing for that.
Well, we're hoping baseball is the one that's really preparing. And I did see them out there today. So I can honestly say this field has never looked better. It's the perfect collegiate baseball field. The grass is beautiful. It was just cut today. And when you see all the young men out practicing, it really does feel all, American. So we're trying to incorporate parents of our senior student athletes and also Endicott student athletes, seniors, to allow them to come see the game, because otherwise we really have a no spectator policy. We've had it all year. So this is an exception that the Commonwealth Coast Conference presidents voted on, that if both schools agreed during the CCC championships, you could have two parents or guests of senior student athletes. And when we say senior, we mean some of ours are in graduate school, 5th years. So we've tried to devise a COVID-safe method of checking them in. They have to have a negative test, and then they're going to be able to be in the outfield and enjoy the 2 games on Saturday.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. And the weather's looking gorgeous for this weekend.
Yeah. And I think that group, it's funny when you think, I don't know, they've only played 17 or 18 games this year.
17 for Salve Baseball, and I'm trying to think I can see it right here. I've got 21 for Endicott Baseball, so it's very low number of games compared to what they typically play. They're allowed up to 40 in the regular season alone.
Yeah, and don't they usually play like 20 while they're in Florida?
They get as many as 10 in Florida, and when you have a baseball and softball team down there, you're looking at the opportunity to cover 20 games, which is a quarter of their regular season.
Yeah. So, I mean, in the long run, it'll be interesting for our pitchers especially, but the wear and tear this year, I mean, I think this conference championship and then whoever's in the NCAAs, like, it'll be interesting to see if they're really able to pitch longer, or if it helped like with their arms and their shoulders, because the season was abbreviated. And I think the tournament's going to be their highest level, because sometimes you do have a lot of banged up kids, a lot of arms that need resting. So I think it's going to be very, very good baseball.
It's all hands on deck normally in a championship setting, but you've had the short season, the extra week to prepare. Everyone should be ready from both sides, which should make for a really exciting championship series this weekend.
Yeah, because sometimes when it's back to back, or you only have 4 days in between, people are really juggling their lineups, their pitchers, the rotations. So I'm telling you, this is going to be some of the best baseball that we've seen.
It adds to the game within the game because everyone's available. So, this guy, you might say, oh, he pitched 2 days ago, he probably won't go. Nope. All of it, throw it all out the window. So everyone is available, which is going to be awesome.
Yeah. And I know you guys will be broadcasting and you have guests coming on. And think it's going to be a great Seahawk day.
Yeah, I know. Andrew Pizzelli will be Zooming with Sean Medeiros, the Endicott College Sports Information Director, on Thursday evening. So we'll be gathering plenty of notes on both teams, and we'll be putting that into a nice preview on our website. And then that'll equip both Andrew and Gavin from their broadcast location behind home plate, and Jonathan Lynch, class of 2018, and his dad, Brian Lynch, out in the center field broadcast location.
Oh, that's a good touch.
Simulcasting. It's the big time. We're just always trying to do bigger and better. So we've got it. We've got it now. Time to roll it out. Championship weekend. Reaching
audiences on Twitch, on Facebook, on YouTube, wherever they want to pick us up watching South Virginia baseball, we'll bring it to them.
Yeah, we'll bring it to them. That's good.
Bill, if you don't mind, I wanted to ask you about your all-conference players.
Okay.
You had two this year. Katie Doherty, who I think we expected, coming into the year. Last year, what she was able to do, and she stayed on a torrid scoring pace this year. No surprise, all-conference attack. I'd say probably for you a really good, pleasant surprise. Kelly Ventura. First year for you. I think she's a sophomore, but her first year at Salve.
Yes. Yeah,
she
was
becomes
a
an all-conference defensive player. Midfield defense. You could have put her anywhere, but she was kind of a utility do-it-all for you this year. Talk about both of them, what they meant for the team this year, and what
first
you thought of their
I just want to say
contributions.
congrats to the entire all the players, not just on my team, but all the players across the board for going through the year successfully, graduating, going across the stage. I think it's a big accomplishment on their part, and I just wish them all the luck in their future, and whatever profession they pursue. But yeah, for those two guys, I was very proud to see two of those players make it to the all-conference team. For Katie, I've known Katie since she was a high schooler. She's a local player, so I've known her for a long time. Actually played in the same high school as Maddie as well. So they were both tandem. They were a tandem force for Portsmouth Abbey as well as here at Salve. But she's been so good for our program. She's a two-time team captain, and really she learned a lot from missing out a lot of our season last year, but then going into this one, she was very excited about getting that one moving and doing the best she can. And she went over the 100-point mark as well. So she had a great year, and she worked really hard all the way up until the end. So, it's like I told them, when you come to your senior year, you just want to give it all you have so that you can always remember those good parts of being in college athletics. And because when the door shuts, it's done. So, go out with a bang, and she did. And I'm very proud of her. For Kelly is she's a transfer student, and wanted to make her mark in the beginning, and she came in guns a-blazing. She was a midi, came in as a D midi, but played more of a midi role across the board. And we know she had a great defensive skills, but having her on the circle, especially halfway in our season, really turned the mark for our girls. We had a hard beginning of the season, but then once we made a couple roster moves, and she was included in one of those, it really made a big deal for our team and pushed us over the mark all the way to the end. So she's going to be a great player for us in the next couple of years. So I'm pretty excited. And it goes into our recruiting year. I already have actually a very good recruiting class. It spans across six states. Have 11 already accepted, signed and paid, and then there's a handful of them that are coming in as walk-ons as well. So pretty exciting leading into it. I was going over numbers of our roster. We had about over 85% of our players this year were new starters. So it's looking pretty good for the next couple of years. So pretty excited about that.
Awesome.
Well, congratulations. Outstanding job by you and also by Katie and Kelly and the whole team. And like you said, throughout the whole conference, I was always impressed. And Jody, you can attest to this. the way the conference pulled this whole thing together to get a spring season.
Yeah.
So much work was done to make it balanced and fair and have it healthy and safe.
Yeah, I think our commissioner Greg Kay, like he must have had, I don't know, like 10 scenarios for each sport.
Mhm.
How do you get a season in? And there were a lot of options. And then there were all the complications with testing and timing. And so I have to really shout out that the conference and all the ADs, but the commissioner and Doug, they did a great job. And I think it was abbreviated, but it was fair. And there were so many moving parts, and teams had to come and go, and there were pauses, but everybody kept the best interest of the student athletes, I think, at heart. Like, they needed to compete, they wanted to compete, and how do we do it? And so far, we have a lot of conference schools that are in the NCAAs, and as was said, like with women's lacrosse and at Roger Williams, and 2 golf teams are going still. So we really did accomplish the goal, which was to have good teams coming out of the conference and allow all teams an opportunity. So it really was a lot of moving parts, and whether there was weather or you couldn't make up or there was a pause, everybody pitched in a truly collegial manner, which you don't always see. So this was the first Wednesday we didn't have an AD call for the CCC. So we've been in touch and talking an hour and a half each week, just going over what we're doing, best practices, and how can we do the best we could for the student athletes. So it's been challenging.
It was like walking a tightrope through a hurricane.
And we almost had one at that lacrosse game when the lights went out.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yup.
And just
So
announced by the CCC, want to give a shout out to Salve Regina members making the All-CCC softball team. And they are pitcher Maddie Fluke, a junior, second baseman Nikki Vanelli, a junior, freshman designated player Jessica Roberts, and shortstop freshman Maddie Capetta. So congratulations to those folks on earning all conference, as just announced by Doug Chin in the Commonwealth Coast Conference.
Outstanding.
So that's a wrap for us on Seahawk Talk today. I want to thank Jody Moradian and Bill Villarreal for joining us as special guests. Gavin Parent, our producer behind the scenes, and also congratulations to Gavin on graduating. Andrew Pizzelli, our co-host. We'll see everybody out on Reynolds Field on Saturday, Sunday, ready for a best-of-3 championship series featuring Salve Regina University and Endicott College in baseball. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you guys
Thank you.
so much.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, everybody.